Now on CoastTV News.
Security solutions.
Surveillance is key.
Ellendale town officials talk more cameras in the community. Pond problems. Lewis looks to tackle erosion on one popular spot. Volunteer firefighter shortage.
Yeah, that's a major concern.
What new data from the State Fire School shows.
The cold weather continues into the weekend. Maybe some flurries Saturday night, then sunshine on Sunday. Your full forecast is coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Camera crackdown, the security debate in Ellendale. Good evening, I'm Emma Aiken, in for Christina DiRobertis tonight. Thank you for joining us and welcome to CoastTV News at 11. Our top story tonight, Ellendale town leaders are trying to figure out how to move forward with a plan to put security cameras on Delmarva power poles. According to Ellendale leaders, the town received a $100,000 grant to move the project forward, but the installation hasn't been so simple. Town officials now face a March deadline to use the money or they will lose the funds. Coast TV's Nicole Richter shows us the solutions being considered.
This is one of the 8 spots where Ellendale wants to put up security cameras. They say the goal is to improve safety.
Surveillance is key.
However, from previous reports, town officials were told by Delmarva Power that they cannot attach the cameras to those poles.
All that surveillance, that cuts down on the crime. You know you're being watched, you're less likely to do what you shouldn't be doing.
Town officials previously said the gunman in a deadly shooting could have been tracked down faster if they had more surveillance equipment in town. The cameras the town plans to use would look like this, providing a 270-degree view and the ability to see up to 15 meters in each direction.
I think it would probably help people feel safer. I mean, that's kind of psychological, but I would just look to data in other places where they installed cameras.
According to town leaders, the intersections would be spread out so the police department can see anyone entering or exiting the town. But not everyone agrees with that plan. One person we talked to says they should focus on installing cameras in areas with higher crime rates. Town officials are expected to discuss the future of the project at their meeting on January 7th. Until then, all the community can do is wait to see how police will watch in the future.
From previous reports, the town had originally said they thought about putting up their own poles next to the Delmarva Power ones, but we reached out to the town today for any updates and they declined to comment. In Ellendale, I'm Nicole Richter, Coast TV News.
This speed camera along Route 1 near Lewis is already generating thousands of tickets, that's according to DelDOT. In its first month of enforcement, the camera, located at the north end of Minos-Conway Road, issued nearly 25,000 citations. DelDOT says the fastest driver was clocked at 103 miles per hour. Officials say the camera is meant to slow drivers through the active construction zone. DelDOT does not yet have a total dollar amount for fines issued during the first month. Salisbury drivers will soon pay a price for trying to beat the traffic light at some of the city's busiest intersections. Starting Monday, drivers caught running red lights by newly installed cameras will be mailed a citation with a $75 fine. Money from those fines will be reinvested into road safety. The city says the cameras along routes 13 and 50 are in areas that show a long history of red light violations. Heads up for drivers in the Fenwick Island area. DelDOT says there will be intermittent lane closures on Lighthouse Road until the spring for a long-awaited bridge replacement. The work is expected to begin Monday. The Delaware Department of Labor is conducting its annual prevailing wage survey to determine wage rates for state-funded construction projects. Survey forms were mailed to contractors today, and completed forms must be submitted or postmarked by February 9th to be included in the calculations. Forms can also be found on the department's website. Fire departments in Sussex County are made up of paid staff, but are majority volunteers. Coast TV News reporter Drew Bellinger shows us new data from the State Fire School that shows volunteerism is only going down.
When emergencies arise, first responders fire up their engines. Almost all departments have paid EMT staff and firefighters, but for decades have relied on volunteer firefighters. Now, there are fewer and fewer.
Yeah, that's a major concern.
Joy Hilliker, who works at Black Cat Antiques, fears losing the business.
What are you going to do? You know, fire extinguishers will only go so far, and then you're in trouble. So, you know, you depend on them. That's what you depend on.
The Delaware State Fire School's annual reports show 486 fewer people took classes at fire school in 2024 compared to the year prior. At the Millsboro Fire Company, firefighters say it's hard to recruit, especially younger members.
You have a different generation. You're competing for a lot of different things. Young people, there's travel sports, there's lots of activities. You also have a lot of people who are working 2 jobs.
Firefighters here say they work alongside neighboring departments, so the area is protected, but they also rely on donations for funding. Sylvester Pope says local governments need to do more to help.
The various municipalities are not taking this more seriously.
Millsboro firefighters say they are always looking for volunteers and will always be there to answer the call. In Millsboro, Drew Bellinger, Coast TV News.
In Sussex County, all fire departments except 2 are a combination, meaning they have both paid firefighter EMTs and volunteers. The 2 exceptions, Georgetown Fire Department is just volunteer firefighters. The town's ambulance service is covered by the American Legion. That's also the case in the Long Neck area, where the Indian River Volunteer Fire Company is just volunteer, while the Mid-Sussex Rescue Squad provides ambulance service there. And this brings us to our Coast TV poll tonight. We want to know what concerns you most about a volunteer firefighter shortage. Let's take a look at the updated results from the last news hour. So far, 69% of you say slower response time, 16% say overworked volunteers, and a few percent for EMS delays and home fire risk. And if you haven't voted yet, you still can at coasttv.com or on the mobile app. And a staffing shortage at the Somerset County Sheriff's Office is nearing a tipping point. Sheriff Ronald Howard tells us his office cannot afford to lose just 2 more deputies. If that happens, he says 24-hour coverage will disappear. Howard says the best way to stop this from happening is to increase the department's starting salary. So he's asked the Somerset County Commissioners to consider a $20,000 pay hike.
Our dire situation results from manpower. And that goes back to pay. We're not paid as well as other agencies. And also recently with ICE hiring deputies and officers from allied agencies, that's really put us in a bind.
Howard says if a pay bump is approved, it would help his office compete with other lower shore agencies like the Wacomico County and Worcester County Sheriff's Offices. The Blockhouse Pond in Lewis is dealing with erosion, and city leaders are now looking into ways to patch up the shoreline. Take a look here. You can see the edge of Blockhouse Pond is a little worn down, but city leaders say the bigger issue around the pond is surface erosion. Those are spots where the grass has worn away and roots are exposed. City leaders say the worst areas are spots along the edge where people like to fish, so they're looking to add some fishing platforms to reduce that erosion. Some regular park visitors tell us they think the pond needs preserving.
There's so much history here, which is really neat. They put that plaque up a couple years ago. Yeah, so we love it here, so we want to preserve for sure.
Lewis's deputy city manager says they'll start with 1 fishing platform if the idea makes it through council. The others would be added later as long as the first one is well received. The deputy city manager says they'll discuss the idea at Lewis's council meeting on January 12th. And we are now taking a live look outside into Ocean City. Our First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey joins us now with a look at our weather. Good evening, Bob.
Good evening, Emma. And we saw those clouds clear out this evening, allowing those temperatures to tumble and also give us an opportunity to see that beautiful full wolf moon. Look at this, 20 in Redden and Harrington, 22 in Millsboro, 21 in Long Neck, a little milder, so to speak, at the beaches with 20s at low 30s. Thankfully, the winds are calm, so the feels like temperatures pretty much mirror the actual temperatures, pretty much in the low to mid 20s. Clouds and radar right now. We have some mid to high level clouds at the present time, and maybe some thicker clouds back to the west. That should stabilize the temperatures as we go through the overnight, with an area of low pressure across the Tennessee Valley. That'll slide to our south as we go into tomorrow, maybe giving us a few flurries into tomorrow night. Otherwise, temperatures really tumbling through the overnight. Here's 6 a.m. We're in the low to mid 20s. Then clouds thicken up as we go into your Saturday, with highs only into the low to mid 30s. Day part forecast only has us just above freezing. Then maybe some flurries tomorrow night, and then sunshine returns on Sunday, but still pretty cold. Much more in your forecast coming up a little bit later on.
A fundraising opportunity in honor of Delaware State Trooper Corporal Snook. Tomorrow, the Blue Line Network will host a Back the Blue drive-through event for the Snook family. It's happening from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at William B. Keene Elementary School in Newark. Volunteers will place memorial stickers on cars, and all donations will go directly to Corporal Snook's family. Corporal Snook was shot while working overtime at a Wilmington DMV on December 23rd. He leaves behind a wife and a 1-year-old daughter. Delaware State Police are sharing details ahead of the celebration of life for Corporal Snook. That is happening this Monday, January 5th, at the Bob Carpenter Center in Newark. State Police say the service will be live streamed on the DSP YouTube starting around noon. The memorial service is expected to start at 1, and police are asking drivers to expect delays, including a temporary closure of I-95 southbound near the mall for a law enforcement convoy. The Wilmington DMV will remain closed throughout this week of January 5th. That is according to DelDOT. The other 3 locations will remain open: Delaware City, Dover, and Georgetown, operating on their regular schedule. The Wilmington DMV has been closed since the deadly shooting of Corporal Snook. Millsboro is growing, but some want to tap the brakes. CoastTV News reporter Nicole Richter shows that leaders in Millsboro are considering a temporary pause on new development as the town tries to keep up with rapid growth.
Millsboro is building, and Millsboro is growing. And for some people, that growth is happening too fast.
It's just really crazy right now.
Town leaders are now considering a 6-month pause on new development applications, calling it a chance to slow down and reassess the town's future.
I think a pause in construction right now would be the best thing for everyone involved. I don't think we have the infrastructure here to support the continued development that is occurring constantly.
The rapid growth is already impacting daily life.
With all the development, it affects where you get in and out of and how you get around.
Other people say they're even more concerned. One person we spoke with off camera says they are considering moving out of Delaware altogether, saying new developments are ruining the state's rural character. Still, supporters of the proposal say the pause could help Millsboro grow more responsibly, making sure infrastructure, traffic, and services can keep up.
Planning is everything, but nothing ever goes according to plan, so step back, look at it, and see what it is.
The proposal is expected to go before Town Council next week, as yet another town on Delmarva battles over the benefits and bloat of growth.
From traffic concerns to rapid development, the impacts are already being felt here in Millsboro. And on January 5th, the Town Council will decide on whether to pause or to continue the new development applications. In Millsboro, I'm Nicole Richter, CoastTV News.
We are just getting started here on CoastTV News at 11. Coming up later, a lifetime behind the barber's chair. This Delaware legend says he's not ready to put down the clippers just yet. Spotting seals on the coast, a way you can learn more about the beautiful animals this weekend. We have your cool things to do coming up. But first, Bob Trihey is in the CoastTV First Alert Weather Center. He's tracking more cold for the weekend and maybe a little bit of snow too. He has your full forecast after this.
Certainly has been a cold start to 2026 and pretty much all winter long as well, with temperatures well below average. And today, no exception. Lots of clouds, 35 in Georgetown, 34 in Cambridge, 36 in Easton, Wallops Island, 38. We should be somewhere around 50 degrees around this time of year, nowhere near that. And here's a look at our tidal health cam at Salisbury, nice and clear. And this weekend, more clouds on Saturday. We'll see a system passing to our south tomorrow night. That could trigger a few flurries. Otherwise, Sunday sunshine and still cold then. And then next week, it's going to start out cold and then warm up. In fact, we're looking at 50s Wednesday through Friday. And it looks like our next chance for any kind of precipitation will be in the form of rain by Friday with rain showers. And as you look up tonight, you see the beautiful wolf moon. It is a full moon. It's gorgeous out there. And that name derived from wolves howling due to hunger during the winter season. So it's a full moon and it's a super moon as well. And that's full at 5:03. It's brilliant tonight with those clouds clearing out. And with the clear skies, it's really cold. 20 in Redden, 19 in Harrington, 22 in Millsboro, 23 in Gumboro, 30 in Ocean City, 26 in Bethany Beach. Thankfully, the winds are calm. So we're not talking about wind chill with those feels like temperatures pretty much the same as the actual temperatures. As we're looking at mostly clear skies, we have some mid to high level clouds floating through, and I think that will stabilize our temperatures a little bit through the overnight, prevent them from really tanking. But I have dropped the low temperatures just a couple of degrees, and we're watching low pressure across the Tennessee Valley. This system will be sliding to our south tomorrow and tomorrow night, but we could see a few flurries as we go into the overnight hours tomorrow night as that system passes us by. Futurecast overnight, partly cloudy, and those temperatures really cold. By tomorrow morning, we're down in the low to mid-20s, and then thickening clouds through your Saturday, highs only into the mid-30s. That's it as we go into tomorrow afternoon. And then tomorrow night with cloudy skies, we could see a few flurries possible. Right now, this model's not showing those as that system moves to our south. And then Sunday morning, we clear out. We're in the upper 20s, and then it's cold Sunday afternoon with temperatures into the upper 30s. I think the majority of the flurries will be to our north as we go into tomorrow night and Sunday morning. You can see, though, Delaware is just looking at cloudy skies, and then we start to clear things out Sunday morning. Along the coast on Saturday, lots of clouds from Lewis to Dewey Beach, Chincoteague, and Bethany Beach. We're only into the mid-30s. But look at this, red on the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, Mac. Something we haven't seen in a while. It'll be above normal January 8th through the 12th. And then as far as precipitation, some showers Friday. Then I think a better chance of some heavier rain Saturday into next Sunday. 20 tonight, partly cloudy, quite cold, bundle up. 34 tomorrow, mainly cloudy and cold. Then that flurry chance tomorrow night. Here's your Paul Davis 7-day forecast. 39, sunshine on Sunday, 40 on Monday. But then here comes some warm up. By Wednesday, we're up to 55, 50 Thursday, and then maybe a few rain showers as we go into Friday, 58, with a better chance of a heavier rain into the weekend. Emma?
Thank you, Bob. Well, the weekend is here, and it's the first one of the new year. Lots of happenings and cool things to do across Delmarva. Here's a look at some of these activities. On Saturday, Delmarva Birding Weekends is hosting a cruise exploring the Delaware Bay. Organizers say the trip offers chances to see a wide variety of seabirds and waterfowl. And on Sunday, the band Good Stuff performs a tribute show featuring the music of Steely Dan with additional songs by Sting, Stevie Wonder, and Gino Vanellini. The performance takes place at 7:30 at the Milton Theater. And that's not all. Mare is kicking off its inaugural S'more Seals. The fireside chats take place at Grain on the Rocks in Lewis. The first is Saturday, January 3rd at 5:50 p.m. The environmental group, which helps marine life here on the coast, says you can enjoy waterfront views, discounted food and drinks, and learn about our local seal colony from Mare. The event is free and weather permitting. CoastTV News at 11 returns after this.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
A barber in Delaware has become a legend over the years. This week he turned 85, and he celebrated by doing what he's been doing since the 1940s, giving more haircuts. And he doesn't plan on hanging up the clippers anytime soon. Tim Furlong has more from Joe's Barbershop.
What year was this, you think? The family business started on FDR's inauguration day in 1933, but Joe's Barbershop has been at this spot on Concord Pike in North Wilmington since the 1950s.
It was a 2-lane room with dirt shoulder.
Thousands and thousands of feet have walked through the door.
One time, 8 guys worked here.
George Joffrey thinks he and his brothers who ran the place have probably done over 1 million haircuts. This guy here has been a customer for 70 years. The shop was named for George's oldest brother, and George hasn't really seen a good reason to ever change it.
Big day here today.
Lots of birthday wishes for George this week. Lots of longtime customers happy to hear that even at 85 and now running the shop himself, George will cut their hair, well, until he decides it's time to stop.
It gives me something to do, plus you talk to people. It's not interesting people come in here.
I plead with him. We got him to take off Monday and Tuesday. So we're good. We're getting better. I honestly think if he didn't work, he would not survive. He loves the people that come in here.
In the busier years, you'd hesitate to walk in if it looked crowded. If George saw you, he wouldn't let you leave.
The best was you'd see 9 people sitting in here. Somebody would walk in. George would say, "Nah, you'll be out of here in an hour."
George was one of 11 kids and raised 4 of his own, plus a handful of grandkids. He's done a lot of first haircuts over the years and met a lot of interesting people, and he's just not ready for the ride to stop.
Your prices are amazingly affordable, too.
Fighting inflation. Fighting inflation.
Nothing lasts forever, but lots of people hoping their favorite barber keeps his scissors scissoring at least a little bit longer. Concord Pike without Joe's and without George just wouldn't be the same.
Coming up in sports, the Eagles are opting to play it safe with their key players headed into the regular season finale. DSN dives into the backup set to fill in as quarterback. Plus, new year, new priorities. 8 ways to improve your mental health in 2026. Tidal Health says due to a rapid increase in flu and other respiratory illnesses across Delmarva, a temporary masking mandate is in effect immediately at all Tidal Health locations, including Tidal Health Peninsula Regional, Tidal Health Nanticoke, and Atlantic General Hospital. All visitors will be asked to wear a mask upon entering, and all staff must wear a mask in patient-facing areas. It's a critical part of overall health, but many people overlook mental and emotional well-being. With a new year, experts urge everyone to renew their focus on this important part of health, which affects how we think, feel, and act. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither talks to a psychiatrist about how to make mental health a priority in 2026.
When you're sick, you take care of your body. But what about your mind?
We live in very perilous times with lots of stressors around us.
Psychiatrist Dr. Selma Tanovic with El Camino Health says mental health is just as important as physical health, and not to think of them as separate entities, instead to think of both as one.
Taking care of your body, of your physical body, can also help taking care of your minds.
Tanovic says that means eating a healthy diet, exercising regularly, getting enough good quality sleep, all can help overall health.
People who have been exposed to chronic stress not only can develop mental health conditions, but they can also develop different physical conditions such as high blood pressure, heart conditions, and other metabolic abnormalities.
Other ways to prioritize mental health in 2026: stay socially connected. Tanovic says we're social beings and need others, and engage in healthy hobbies. She says it helps our brains process stress, especially ones with repetitive movements like knitting. And in a busy world, listen to your body and set your own pace.
It's okay to stop, and it's okay to make a break, and it's okay to go slowly at times when it's needed.
Finally, Tanovic says to recognize when you need mental health help and see a doctor.
What is important to know is that there is no shame.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
It's also important to remember that you can receive help 24 hours a day, 7 days a week through a call, text, or chat to the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. The number is 988. It's week 18 of the NFL season. Here's what's coming up on Sunday Night Football right here on Coast TV. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. when the Baltimore Ravens take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then stay tuned for Coast TV News right after the game.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
When the Eagles host the Commanders, don't expect the usual suspects to suit up. Philly head coach Nick Sirianni said today that while it's not a guarantee his Birds get the 2 seed in the NFC, he can guarantee to rest his starters. This means backup quarterback Tanner McKee, well, he has the keys to the Eagles offense against Washington, and they're hoping he can start the car and have it drive, because if the Eagles win against the Commanders on Sunday and the Bears lose their Week 18 game, well, the Eagles will be the 2 seed in the NFC playoff, which doesn't have as much cachet as it used to have, because unlike years past, over the last few years in the NFL, only the top seed from each conference gets a bye into the second round of the postseason. So if Tanner McKee doesn't put on the Superman cape and resemble Jalen Hurts perfectly on Sunday, and the Eagles lose to the Commanders, who, by the way, are also starting their backup quarterback, really their third string quarterback, no Jaden Daniels, no Marcus Mariota. They're starting veteran journeyman Josh Johnson. So it's certainly going to be an interesting one around 4 o'clock on Sunday, but there are really reasons to be optimistic about McKee. If you remember last year in Week 18, he started against the rival New York Giants, threw 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a 7-point Eagles victory. But this season, McKee's only thrown 3 passes when Philly beat down on the Vegas Raiders. So we'll see if McKee's got some more magic left in him. Have a great night, Delmarva.
Bundle up out the door Saturday morning. Lots of clouds, temperatures in the low 20s. We only get into the low to mid 30s in the afternoon with lots of clouds. Our umbrella winner is Jay Tomlinson from Lewis. Congratulations to him. And make sure to call the First Alert weather phone. It's sponsored by Brockstead, Mandalis, Federico. Could see a few flurries as we go into tomorrow night. Not a big deal. And then Sunday, cold, 39 up to 40 on Monday. Then we start the warm up, 49 Tuesday. Then we're into the 50s after that. Maybe some showers by Friday, 58. I think heavier rain into the weekend, temperatures in the 50s. So no snow in that 10-day forecast. Emma.
Bob, thank you. And thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next, and we will see you tomorrow. Have a great night.